Okay, see, I remembered this time to unmute myself immediately after starting. Oh wait, are my captions on? Yeah, they are on. I'm a little late, obviously, like 20 minutes later than my planned start time because I was trying to figure out. There it is. I'm like, I know I have a quick start guide. Table of contents. Oh, okay. I was like, I know I have a quick start guide somewhere, and I couldn't figure out. Um, what was I trying to figure out? Oh, right. So Tuna's not working. I don't know what's wrong with it. But it's decided that it doesn't want to work today. And like every time I try to like fix it, it like crashes OBS. So I'm just deciding that I'm not touching it. Um, I also have to figure out how to add chat back to my screen. Anyway, that's unimportant. Not that I get a lot of chatter. So today we are in the quick start guide for High Metropoly. Where is the new folder, new note, sort, change order, collapse all, outline. That's what I'm looking for. I am looking for. Do I have? Okay. So one of the things that I'm going to be doing is like basically what happened was I was in Godot the other day again, and I was like, you know what? This is madness. I don't know what I'm doing. Why am I trying to do like this fancy, complicated game? Not fancy, like I'm look. Hold on, something just fell. This is the kind of shenanigans that I deal with. So I have a suitcase sitting in the hallway, um, and Jack decided that he needed to climb on top of the suitcase. Only there's a table, like a little folding table, leaning up against where the behind the suitcase, and so in his genius, it fell. Let's just go with it fell. So let's see. How do I want to do this? We're gonna pin this first off. So overview. High Metropoly is a game system designed as a series of modules that can be used in tandem or independently of one another. These modules are either a game book or a game. Using use these models. You can use these modules with either a game book or a game master. One can one can idea is the goal is to build with the goal to build a player-driven narrative using various source books using this source book as the framework. Okay. So the meta genre of this is player count, 1, 2, 3, player count. Right? Yeah, okay, player count is 1, is either solo or 3 to 5. No, that's wrong. That's actually wrong. This is a 2 players, 2 to 4. Or 2 to 3, 2 to 3. No, 5. It is 5. Because if one player's playing it, yes, okay. Add to dictionary. Meta genres. High urban fantasy is a genre matches high fantasy and urban fantasy. Set in a modern alternative world that includes all the prevalent modern technology of the real world, in spite of the fact it includes elements of magic or supernatural. Can I tab? No tab. Characters or It is character. The player character. The narrative. Story characters of various source books and the players are characterized. Let's find a synonym. Can I get a do I only have one window open? Do I have one set of windows open? Holy crap, that hasn't happened in forever. Let's just borrow this. Synonym for characterization or distinguished are distinguished by being the underdog in society of a place, position, place in outside of the norm. I have to fix my door because Jack decided to shove it open. Okay, let's roll back over here. Okay, we're back. The characters are various. So product description. Okay, so the product description. Project description. Project description. We're gonna go through this because I wrote this outline for what I wanted. What the hell is in my pocket? Oh shit. Well, whatever that is dead and gone. So I washed this hoodie that I'm currently wearing. I think this is just a napkin. I don't think there's anything written on this. I just went in my pocket and discovered these pieces of paper. But I think, based on, it's like I don't see any ink stains, that these were probably just napkins that were shoved in my pocket because I am my mother's child. Anyway, so I wrote this outline for what I wanted in the like what I wanted in the quick start guide. Obviously with links to things. Where does this link to? Or did it make a new page? No. I want to find the link to Vanguard. It's under job classifications. Right? Is that gonna make a new link? Ugh, fudge. Did it make a new document? It did. Well, that's fine. That's fine, because those are things that I need to make pages for anyway. Yeah, there's not one for Sentry, there's not one for support. I have to like Sentry. Because the way I think I'm going to publish this is basically going to be, okay, so Gunslinger doesn't have one, but I also changed all my starting classes, so I'm going to have to like go through and change this. Okay, so let's go up. Start, okay, so I've made changes, obviously. Let's go close this. We're going to go starting classes. Starter. Whoops. Okay, job. I don't think I need this. If I did, I don't remember what it was for, so we're gonna get rid of it. Starter class playbooks. Alchemist. Archer. Oops, don't do that. Arcanist is going away. Arcanist is going away. Cleric exists in my list already. Gunslinger's going away. Hunter is going away off of my list. Right? Is that skill strength based? Yeah, okay. I already have some of these. I'm like, did I already write this in their page, or does it only exist? Okay, cleric, knight, lancer, pugilist. Okay, Valkyrie can go. Warlock, witch, and then Scold. Okay, so between pugilist and warlock, we're gonna get Scold. Class jobs, job ranks. It's experience. As a character, rank. No, actually, class ranks. Because the game ranks and actions they can take during the course of the gameplay, they will gain experience within these classes. Oh, you know what? Actually, I think I'm gonna do rename job. Rename job. Rename profession. Rename, because like classes always sounded weird to me. Basically my logic being like people like class sounds like school, like a thing that you sign up for. Pontification is the word that's supposed to go here, by the way. I don't know why I couldn't figure. I forgot what the word was for pontification. Right? Pontification? Religious pontification? Religious pontification? That's not the word. Anticipate? I guess pontificate. That's the word that's actually supposed to be there. I wrote purification because I couldn't think of the word like ages ago. Anyway, now that we sorted that one out. Okay, class ranks. And then actually we're gonna go up. I'm gonna go back up to the top of this. Okay, nope, I did do that. See, I didn't do it there. Did it there. Delete, delete, delete. 1, 2, 3. Delete. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Gift from the universe and nature. And then there's gonna be a section, quick start. They got components of magic. Let me go back to looking at my components of magic character. Components of magic, character experience. That goes before the thing about magic. Actually, the thing about magic just goes under. I don't know if I want to put it under lore or if I want to put it under life choices. Life choices. Okay, so component of magic is definitely going somewhere else. Game mechanic references, narrative foundation. I'll put it down here for the time being. It's not where it belongs. Because anything that's in this document basically needs to get made in order for this game to make sense. And if it doesn't get made, I sort of like have. I wish I could figure out how to change the border. Because like I have all this empty space. I guess I could just do that. I could do that, and then if I do that, I do. Come on, you can do it. There we go. That sort of solved my problem. Kind of, sort of, but not the way that I want to solve my problem. Oh, you know what I could do? I wish there was like 3 columns that you could have. That would make me so much happy if I could have 3 columns. Crafting your adventure. Each player goes through the character playbook. That's the thing for crafting adventure. Solo adventure guide, session 0 for solo. I'm only focusing on. Actually, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna rename this. Okay, so quick start guide for quick start Hi, Metropoly quick start play guide. Solo play guide. We're gonna call it solo play guide. Because the goal is oppositional AI. There's gonna be like graphs and shit in this. Because I can't think of a better way to like. Oops, nope, don't do that. Okay, so I'm gonna make you, and you're gonna become a. Nope. Nope. Create new drawing. Okay, so we're gonna take this, rename it, grab that, delete, rename this to that, and then we're gonna make another one. If I do this correctly, I don't know why that's never working. Okay, so oppositional AI, and then we're gonna make that. We're gonna grab this, rename it. Again, we're gonna make a new drawing. I wish I could just make them drawings. Delete. Ooh, don't fudge. Rename up. Okay, we're definitely gonna set you to dark mode. We're gonna set you to dark mode because it hurts my eyes staring at that. What is for magic? So, I wish I had a game. Where's my? No. There it is. I had to grab my tablet. I want to look at another quick start guide, but I don't have a handy quick start guide that I can look at. Because not in After Effects. Adobe's being a butt right now. It crashed my computer, like my graphics. It crashed my graphics card actually this morning, and it's rather unfortunate. Okay, so that goes narrative foundation. You exist already. Add to dictionary. Stop it. Add to dictionary. Add to dictionary. And then if I open this, come on. Are you gonna give me the bread? No. Lore books, fire powers. Here's the thing. Oh, locations. 8 kingdoms. Okay. So it goes B, Hedgeline, Grand Kingdom of Hedgeline, Hamilton, Catham, Chios, and then I don't have the other 2 unnamed kingdoms. Unnamed Kingdom 6. I will have to name them eventually. Unnamed Kingdom, or maybe I won't. Maybe one of the jokes of the game would be that they're just parts of the world that we don't know anything about. I think I had something. I knew something about some of these. I knew something about Catham is no. No, that's not what I'm looking for. I'll find it. Because I feel like some of this information I have in other things. See, I'm like, I know I have some of this information in other documents. Now I have to go find the. Question is. Okay. Are you yelling at my French? Oh, is that under lore books? Can you please connect to this document, please and thank you? I'm definitely need to name some wizards. Ugh, okay, I have to make a whole list of locations. Okay, why is lore not? Why is locations not under lore? Characters. You know what else I need to open? Okay, because I definitely unpinned my changelog at some point or another. And I definitely need it back. Let's go up. Let's minimize all of these. 1, 2, 3, 3 version 8 2024 02. What's today's date? Today's the 27th. Changes, and then we're also gonna have to add additions. Added, right? Is that what I called it, or did I? Okay, I did call it just added. Oops. Okay, so back over here. So under added, we got ally AI, new gods, old gods, linked to new gods and old gods. Note, oppositional AI Sentry. Wait, where are these? Okay. Back up. I've like jumped ahead. Okay, so there are player class. Okay, so there are starter classes. Positionals. So within your starter class, there are starter classes. There are starter classes. Oh, actually, I need to go to change. Changed. Where did I go? Classes. Starter classes to starter jobs. Advanced job classes to advanced jobs. Jobs to professions. Specialty jobs to specialty profession. Professions. Classes didn't seem to fit the vibe. Didn't seem to fit the vibe. Sounded not weak. What's the word for it? Lack gravitas. I think that's how you spell gravitas. Okay, and then there's starter classes. Each class fills a certain position on the board, on the combat board, which is Sentry, Vanguard, which is Sentry, Support, which is Sentry, Support, Vanguard. I think I have another one somewhere else. I think it's whatever I think I did it in. Let's go to Drive. Let's go to Magical Girls, Mecha Rising. No. Magical Girls and nothing Mecha Rising. It's definitely not the guidebook. It's the maybe it's under the tabletop game. Yes, under the character sheet. Type. Okay, so then there's yeah. So it goes. Oh no, I guess I didn't. I did just have tank, melee support. Okay. And then combat position. Each class also has a type. Okay, class has a type, which is ranged. Has two types associated with it. So that gives us ranged, ranged or melee. Actually, I don't need to make those. Ranged or melee and magical. Opposite of magical. Mundane, magical, mundane. I spelled mundane wrong. I think that's right. I might have to make some weird shifts and changes in that. Let's see. Cause then that gives me what's the square root of 2? No, a 4? No, square 2 to the second power. No, it's not 4 because it's gonna be whatever. I'll figure. It leads to ranged, magical, ranged, mundane, melee. Actually, maybe that's right. Melee, mundane. Okay. Oh, magical. Magic comes in. Oh, where's the magic thing at? Where's the magic? Oh wait, I have a character thing up there. Okay, I could delete that. Oh no! Don't yawn. You just started. It's a patron. Let me close that back out. Let's close that back out. Let's close that back out. And then within this, I need to find the tab for AUR. Yeah, components of magic. Where is this? Where is this at? Where is this document at? Spell type. I'm gonna change this from spell type to magic type. Magic type. Change magic type. Changes. Change spell type to magic type as it is more general to what they are. Oh, but you have types of magic. I guess I could change types to flavor. I feel like I have notes on this somewhere in Google Drive that I just didn't bring over. And that's gonna be a problem. Oh, components of magic. Okay. That gets me that. Okay, so then a lot of this is like stuff that I've like half finished and half started places that I now need to um rearrange into the correct position and finish the thought. Okay. So let me continue down this list. So arranged. And this can get its own sheet. Okay. Let's see. Oh wait, go back to the magic thing. Expressions of magic. Okay, so let me go. I have a note down components of magic. Okay, so where's this components of magic doc? Okay, so this is gonna become magic types. And then thaumaturgy is express. No, because it's okay. Maybe I should. Cause like it's like see, I wish I had a. This is when I need a drawing tablet in my hand. Okay. We're gonna just click that. We're gonna rename chart, and then we're gonna put that up here. And we're gonna make this dark mode, and then we're gonna make a square. Okay, wait, we need. Okay, so then it goes N-U-R-E-O-L-I-N. Copy. Me. I wish I could change this font, but that's okay. And then there's and then gains borrow, and then from there they all can be liturgy, holy art. Where's the article? I don't. Okay, I have to go find where I have that link at, that information at. Because I might have just recreated the same thing twice and came up with a better word for it. I do that sometimes too, which is funny. God, I need to. Okay, I need to stop auto zooming every time I resize the thing. holy. Actually, let me change the color of this to blue real fast. So holy spells can be cantrips. They can be, oops. They can be rituals. They can be spells. They can be living magic. Like that's how you become a god, and it can become marked. Okay, and so now we're gonna link all of these. Insert link to file, cantrip. Insert link to file, spells. Insert link to file, rituals. Why are you fucked up? Did I accidentally press enter? I did. Marked, insert link to marked. Insert link to living magic. Okay, so now that I have these, and so then the idea is those can be holy spells. Thaumaturgy spells can be okay, I need to find out where I got articled from. That's the question. Because once I figure that out, it'll answer like a bunch of questions that I had. But it's not linked to anything. It just exists in this. Oh shit, Nick. It only exists in that little piece of paper. Components of magic. Ugh, put that back. Let's mark. Ah, tab. Okay, so art. Holy or magic from a god. Thaumaturgy is things spoken out loud, right? Am I crazy? Magic from a person. Okay, so why do I have a note about articles? I wrote it somewhere, but where did I write it? Is it in this? Art. Okay, wait a second. No, so I have no note as to where this came from. Oh wait, yes I do. I have a footnote. Haha, I know what it was. I had a footnote. And I just missed my own footnote. Okay. Divine being and immortal. From a god or other type of divine being. A divine draw from a mortal or nominally mundane human. There we go. That I see I had a footnote somewhere I just forgot about. Okay. Let me actually put the links in for these too. And then these are just a different. I feel like I'm saying the same thing a bunch of times. I could just be saying the same thing a bunch of different times. That's based on color. That's what I'm talking about. Like sometimes I make life choices and I forget that I've made and then like I realize that I've recreated the wheel again. And it's like, why did I do that? I didn't need to do that. Which is a good reason why I need to go through these sorts of documents. Okay, so we can close this chart for the time being. Because I also have the sources of magic, because that's also the source of all things, which is a thing that I need to put in a note. Which I need to go find that document, because I know I have that one exists somewhere. Oh, that's a funny thing. Okay, so let me go look at draft. Nope, not there. Um, don't know why I have this open. This is not what I'm looking for. That's fine. Oh, I know where I got that from. I mean, I know where it came from. Collective Lagoon. Gates. Just gotta grab that from a different document from a different game that I had. Okay, so now that I've done that, okay, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna make another folder. I'm gonna rename this again just for a second because I need to make a new document. And I'm gonna take that, and then we're gonna yes, we're gonna do that. Did I write that? Did I do that for all of them, or did I just do that for this one? So you're a 3. Game cycle. Game cycle is a 3. You should be a 4. I'm gonna add you to a dictionary. You're gonna add you to the dictionary. Okay. And then we're gonna add the link to this to solo quick start guide to that. So they backlink to one another. those will get dealt with later on. As this is only the solo guide, I no longer need to do that. And beyond. Actually, all of this is gonna get moved to the bottom of this. Okay, so let me scroll back up to the top of this now. And oh, hey, hello, welcome. How are you this wonderful evening? Let's see. Class ranks, character experience, and skill advancement, which is a very long title. I don't know if I love that. And then these two will get moved to game mechanics. References will get removed. You get moved to game mechanics. You become a 3 tier. You're also a 3 tier. I feel like the rules for divinity and godhood don't belong here. Oh, nice. Welcome. Yes, I am in Obsidian. I am in Obsidian. It is currently my go-to markdown document editor, I guess. Yeah, text editor. Yes. Though I do occasionally switch between this and VS Code and another one that I have called Deep Down. Right now, I need this graph, which only exists in my favorite part. But thank you for stopping on by. Let's see. Yeah, I use it for, so this particular Obsidian is deity. Can I make it? Will it let me give me an ampersand in a title? Yes, it will. Okay. Generally speaking, I have like another Obsidian vault that I have that is literally that I literally am setting up for like all of my writing, and it's gotten out of hand. I'm vaguely curious as if there's a thing, if it'll get to a point where Obsidian won't be able to load, but I doubt it because it's just marked in documents. It'll probably be the plugins that freak it out. It'll probably be the plugins that will freak out Obsidian more so than anything that I'm actively writing, because there's no way. This has got to be bigger, more complicated than what I'm planning on doing anyway. Okay, crafting your adventure needs to get moved up. Crafting your adventure should get moved up to here. Okay. And then this will become a 3. Nope, don't do that. You're gonna take this and you're gonna move it over here to skills and advancement. And you're also a 3. Okay. I think this document is set up the way I need it to be in order for this to work. But let me actually look at my tablet because I need to look at another quick start guide from literally any other game. Just so I can make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Cause there's a bunch of lore related things that I'm gonna have to add in. Game mechanics. Map exploration. Actually, is this a 3? This is a 3. Map exploration. Socialization. I can spell. I swear. I know how to use words. Come on, Obsidian. Okay, there we go. Oh, you didn't like that at all. Are you not charging? Nope, you're not charging. Let's go find out why you're not charging. And I know the answer to that question is probably I accidentally like tugged the thing on. Okay, let's go under the desk. Let's see. Where's this cord at? Where does this cord even go? Holy crap, have I lost my phone charger down here? We're good. I swear. I'm like trying to charge my tablet so I can look. Okay, so I guess we're gonna have to do this the hard way. And we're gonna go into the absolute pit of hell that is my Google Drive. Which is actually part of the funny reason why I use Obsidian. Is because I'm trying to like have less things in my Google Drive. Let's see, what's a good quick start guide that I can think about? Let's go look at the root quick start guide. That's a good one. I have so many fucking games, guys. Please, never ask. Core, play start. Where's the quick start guide? Okay, let's see if my computer allows me to open this. Or if it goes, I don't know what this is, and errors out, because that's what Adobe likes to do for me. Oh, yeah, it did. It did, in fact, open. Okay, is it the actual thing that I want? That doesn't look correct. So it starts with player characters. Nope, that's not what I want. No, this is the playbook and moves. See, this is what I'm talking about. Let's see. Oh no, I clicked the wrong thing. It's this that I wanted. Let's see if it lets me open this. Okay, so I just need, okay. War comes to the woodlands. Okay, so we're gonna close this. About this quick start, root the overview. Okay, so. Also, this is not hyperlinked. God damn it. Okay, so the lore things go at the top. God, why is this song playing? Some of this stuff I also took from like my Okay, so let me look. In the Crystal Tower. Well, oops. Welcome to the Crystal. Oh hey! Hello! Would you look at that? Hi, how are you? Welcome to the Crystal Tower. Please enjoy your ascent. Look at me. I'm in Obsidian again, as always, where I live. I'm bouncing between. Why are you dying? Are you okay? Why are you dying? Are you okay? Let's see. So then, I'm so upset that this is not hyperlinked. So I have to like flip through this. About the quick start guide. Okay. About this quick start. Oh, that's fine. That's fair. I don't know why I was surprised by that. We're actually going to grab the link from up there instead of putting it there twice. And then we're going to go back over here. And then we're going to go over here. It's confusing to me sometimes that this is on this side and like I want this. I could move it. I know I could just move it and put it there. Does anyone know if in Obsidian I can change the margins? Because I would like to change the margins on things. Like I would like my margins to be smaller, like that, like by default, as opposed to having all that extra space. Or make this 3 columns 4 columns. can I, is there a plugin to make this a fourth column? Browse. Four column. No, not multi-column. No, no. It has to be like a appearance thing that I just don't know how to do. One day, Dan, it's gonna get to the point where I am making plugins for Obsidian and like themes because the theme that I have is not doing what I need it to do. Let's see. Okay, so where was I at? I got sidetracked so hard. We were looking at root and overview. So then in the side thing, player count. So it starts. Oh, why is species up here? Oh. Okay, let me think about this. No, leave me alone. Leave me and Notion alone. Me and Notion. Okay, so here's the thing. If Notion let me natively have markdown documents, I wouldn't be mad at them. But they don't, so this is where we at. That's them. Order class. Oh, actually, you know what? Oh, I deleted the word species and forgot how to spell it. We love when that happens. We love when I forget how to spell words that I literally just typed. Also, when I click, because my headphone cable is so short. No, okay, so here's the thing about Notion. Notion lets you export markdown documents, but I can't just open a markdown document in Notion and like do stuff to it and then save it. Like it doesn't, or if it does, that is not a thing that it used to do. Like as far as I'm aware, Notion lets you export markdown documents after you've made it in whatever proprietary format that Notion exists in. This is a markdown document that I can open in 3 different programs, 4 different programs, possibly 5. I just happen to choose to use Obsidian. Like Obsidian is just the framework. It is just the text editor of choice. Um. Okay, let me go back up. Okay, anyway. Actually, you know what? We're gonna take this entire thing and we're gonna put it up here. I'm definitely gonna rearrange this entire order. Because I hate myself. And I like making my life difficult. I'm just gonna make these changes right now. Okay, thank you for listen. I can't believe you're threatening me with my own emote. Like, there's gotta be rules against that. I just want to tell you that. There. Okay. And then equipment, and gear. We're gonna stick with ampersands because I hate myself. Or how did I write it last time? Equipment and weapons. Equipment. Okay, actually, we're gonna call it equipment, weapons, weapons, and gear. We're gonna rename this one so they match. Equipment, weapons, and gear. We're gonna go to my change log. I wish there was like a way to automate that. I feel like there has to be like, I swear to God, if I end up making plugins for Obsidian, that's gonna be the thing that happens. Change, and weapons to improve, which is obviously. Do you remember? No. Okay, so here's something. I looked into it. I thought about it. But like it's don't encourage this. don't encourage my random programming hobbies. Okay, so when you're creating a character, okay, root overview. Let's go back. We're just gonna grab all of this. This is just in the wrong place. Now I have to fix all my... Oh no, I did this all fucked up. Oh, I think you were betting me $22 that I was gonna end up making, and I was gonna be like, that's I'm hurt. I'm not denying it, I was just gonna be hurt. Oh wait, why is this a tab? Oh. Wait, where is this document at? Miscellaneous. Let's go back over here. What is this? Those broken and beloved things. Oops. And beloved things. Oops, don't do that. Anyway. Before I do direct, oh, I don't know what that means, but have fun. Sounds like a spreadsheet. Did I pin this too far? Wait, hold on a second. This is a 3. So this should also be a 3. And then this becomes a 4. Fucking around with headings is like my chosen way to like to procrastinate when instead of working on my project. So let me stop fucking around with headings. Look at my. Also, the other reason why I don't like Notion. I mean, I'm sure there's a plugin that does it, but like, look at this. Mind you, that's just my changelog. We don't talk about that. That's like an octopus that lives somewhere else. What is this? NPC heroes. Okay. Okay, so root overview. So let me go back to this. So overview, gameplay modules. Narrative overview. Oops. What is this? Summary. Go back up to the top. So this gets, you're gonna get summary. How you play. Why do you play? What are you playing? Why are you playing? What are you playing? Why are you playing? Yes. System focus. Yeah. We had an entire podcast about it. I'm aware. And then before we get after this, before here, we're gonna get a lore overview. Awakening, the schism. The awakening, schism. The source of all things. Can I find Genesis? I spelled Genesis wrong. Whatever. That's not how you spell Genesis either. Also, I love that you're using my emotes. No one, look up Genesis. Summary of I just need to find the one that I'm looking for. Did I write a note for this thing? Oh, I opened that twice. Damn it, close that. The awakening and the schism is the provided. Ooh, how? Who, what, where, when, why? What, why, and how? There we go. I was like trying to remember how to spell words. I had to go. Oh, thank you. I just ended up Googling it. And the source of all things is the source of all things. Oh my god. I'm trying. I almost wrote this is us. What's the stupid name of that album? This is us then now. This is us now then. Ah. Where players time frame where players are usually picking up the story and the game. Who built okay, let me look at this. Okay, so Ascent of Crescent Towers is Ascent of Crescent Towers. Who built the tower? Ascent of Crescent Towers is Ascent of Crescent Towers, which gives us who built the tower, which is Empire of Unseen Knives is the deck builder, which doesn't place. It doesn't matter. I still haven't figured that one out. And then This Is Us Now Then is It's hedged line. Rise of the Red Lich Queen, which I should actually give her an actual name. I think I named her Alice in some universe because I just thought it was funny. Like I feel like I named her Alice in something, and I never fixed it. Do I have a note for the Red Lich Queen? Actually, you know what? It'll be if I have one, it'll be attached to this. I do not. I don't have a character page for her. And I'm just gonna name you Alice because I think that's funny. I guess technically she's a monarch, but she's not a monarch in the sense that anyone particularly likes that. Also, I'm gonna take the numbers out of these documents. I'm changing the way I'm organizing these. I also started redesigning my my master Obsidian vault, which is kind of wild. Ow! Oh, I shouldn't have done that. That was a mistake. I did it again. I do this all the time. 1 second while I went down a tissue. Oh, there. I'm like, I know I have a box of tissues, Kleenex somewhere. They're on my bookcase. That seemed like a good idea. Am I bleeding again? Because I did that once. No. Good job, me. I once scratched my ear so hard with my own fingernail that I was bleeding. Um, and it's always a fun thing to do. Okay, so let's see. So the overview involves player count, which I don't actually need it to be a header, but it is a header. The meta genres, project description, system objectives, and then okay, so then I'm just gonna add a system summary. Okay, so let me. I always use other games as my reference. Even if the game has nothing to do with the game that I'm currently making. The vagabonds are the players, game master, the various factions. And then it's various factions, making a character. I'll get back to moves, rolling dice. Okay. So I think I am gonna do this game. So like that's one of the funny things about me I've been working this game for like forever, and like I like a bunch of lore things. Okay, so players get moved. Okay. Okay, so player, let's go look at this. Job moves will be a separate subheading under that. Also, I wrote species and I never wrote any of them in. Do I have that anywhere? That document exists somewhere? No. God damn it. Actually, open that back up. Where's Google Drive at? properties, subtitle. Nope, that's it. I'll add more tags to things later on. Okay, so I never wrote, and we're gonna keep it simple because I think originally I wrote this and I wrote like dumb things. We're only gonna keep the ones that I wrote. Species 4. We're gonna keep the Fae. We're gonna keep. Oops. Well, we're gonna keep the elves. We're gonna keep the gnomes. We're gonna keep the goblins. I feel like I wrote this down somewhere. This is gonna be a fun time, okay? I feel like this exists somewhere in this document. Yeah, it does. Where is this document at? Under species. Haha! I just didn't number. Okay. Wait, where is this at? Where is this? Oh, it's just a folder that says species. Okay. And please playable species, and then we're just gonna have one that says species. Okay. I'm gonna grab this and put this up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4. Goblins. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did I write humans? I wrote humans as a single one. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to keep my rabbit people because I love myself and they make me happy. Liches are just a subset of human. I'm gonna leave them, and then yeah. Ah ha 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 ha. Okay, so one of the fun things that I did when I was working on this, let's pull this. Do I have this open twice? I did open this twice because I'm a weirdo. Is that a long time ago I was writing this in Google Docs, obviously. Okay. Why am I yawning? It's only been like a little bit. Okay. Okay. and because I'm moving it out of Google Drive, I've like sometimes I like forgot to like bring pieces of the paper over with me. Okay. Okay, so let's boot this up. Oh, it's only gonna search headers. That's annoying. Oh, I did have a fourth one. See? I knew it. I shouldn't have fixed that typo, but that's okay. We're gonna pretend that it didn't happen. Some of these are duplicates, obviously. Okay, let me just put this here like that. That'll make it easier for me to see it, as opposed to having it in the way. Okay, let's go down to Alchemist. Range, magical, dealing, yes. Okay. And I never did one. Cleric, I had support and Vanguard. Okay, so archer, actually let's go do this. So archers are, and we're gonna delete this for, no, we're gonna leave it. I really do need to figure out this magic thing. Hey Dan, help me figure this magic thing out. Where'd the magic thing go? Where'd the magic thing go? Where'd the magic thing go? Okay, so I have a tendency to recreate the same thing. I've just lost it. Oh my god, I have so many. Okay, there it is. I was like, I accidentally recreated my magic system twice, and now I have repeats, and I'm like, fuck, I need to fix it. Um, because I don't need it to be there twice. So originally I was going with a color type, and it was actually, you know what we're doing? I think I'm gonna, okay. So Aurorian, oh, Aurorian is gonna be has external source, has internal source, and this has internal and external source. So this is the, oh, I have a chart somewhere. Where'd my chart go? It makes sense when I have my chart. Okay. It makes more sense when there's a chart involved. Which I don't, that's the kind of designer that I am, Dan. This would just be sources. But I see, I keep coming back with the same, I end up having the same words. And it's killing me. And it's killing me. Energy sources? Comes from outside. And that outside source. It's sometimes I'm like doing things and like, okay. The external source is either a god Oh, shoot. Okay. So it's either a... So wait, okay. I'm gonna figure this out. We're gonna figure... Like, if I do nothing else today, this is the thing that I need to figure out. Okay. Aurorian magic. Which I forgot what color that was supposed to be. I'll remember what color it is later. Because I did at some point another color code these because I'm mad. It's gonna take forever to figure out. And its source can be. Um, its source can be holy. That's what it is. This is in the wrong order. This can go this way. Okay. So can I get rid of? Can I get an arrow, people? Okay, you can be holy. Just be holy things. Or articles can also give me hope. Can also give me. But if it does, and that gives you all of these options. Can I put you in a box? Send back. Send to the back. And I'm just gonna group you all together real fast. Okay. And then is internal. So that can only come from thaumaturgy. Oops, undo that. Oop. And then you go here. And you can come from a mortal source. I feel like I should get rid of one of these. Because I feel like that's a repeat. And if I go up higher, Eldritch, because I couldn't think of another word. It's a good enough word. We it looks like you're looking at three working in three though. Yeah, like it should be 3 and 3, so I think I should do this. I should give her the okay, so here's the thing. So person to person, person and magic. So let's do that. Can I get a strike through? we're gonna disconnect these two arrows and we're gonna shove you over there. Oops, undo that. I'm gonna delete that. I'm gonna do this. So then it goes, if we zoom back in, thaumaturgic magic is magic that comes from like people speaking words of power. Creating spore miracles and articled is magic that comes from a higher power plus a person, a mundane person. I don't think, and then they can make person to person gives you this. Either of them together gets you that, and one of them gets you this. Does that make sense? I also need to rename those because I realized that colors. So that's what these. Okay, so then. Oops, did that? Are those not bound together? Is that not bound to this box? Let's never do that again. That's this unknown power over here. Why are you not bound to it? Because I duplicated the same box twice. Why are you not letting me? Oh, did I okay. I made it very angry just now. I don't like, also, I don't like secret threes. Okay. Which, I need to make a link for... Because I have a thing, so in this... In this universe that I've created, that I'm creating, that I'm working on, that I'm building, that I'm suffering through, there's a thing called the source of all things. It is the collective will of the universe. I mean, why would the other source give? Wait, sorry, I need to pull this up bigger. It's one of those things. So within the context, if you want something bad enough, so there are two ways you can get power. There's two ways higher powers can, like divine powers, can give you. Either, well, three. There is way one is you trade something to them, and in exchange they give you power. That's the classic way. Second way is you love them enough, like it's devout worship kind of thing, and in exchange for your devotion, they... Oh, actually, wait a second. I think those are basically the same thing. That's what happens. Sometimes I think I have the same thought. I just word them differently, and I realize that they're the same. They're the same thought. And when they're the same thought, I'm just like, I don't. There's no reason for me to. Okay. Power. By sheer force of will, by Oh, that's right. Science. I forgot about science. See, that's a good. See, that's why we're back here. Mixture. I spelled mixture weird. No, mixture. Not mixed. Is it mixture of? It's like unintentional magic, gaining magical power. It's like I touched a holy object, but I don't believe in that God. It's like it's where's the word at? It's like accidental cursed items. It's the only way I can think of to describe it. It is not. Now I know why there was a hole. Did I stick it over? Did I shove it? No, I deleted it. Ah, I suck. That's see now I remember. See now that I've come back to my sense. Okay, so then this is. Okay, so then this is how powers were attained. So this is how magic was attained. I have to figure out a better way to describe it. How magic is channeled? No. Source of magic. Like it is just a different way to say the same thing. Um. Okay. Because okay, so the other reason why I now coming back to it since you asked me about it. The thought process was basically occasionally there are magical items that occur. Either say like someone if enough people believe a well is magical and enough people like put their belief into the universe that this well is magical, the well can become magical. If someone accidentally, I don't know, drowns in that well and wishes really, really hard to not die, they might gain magical powers. They didn't ask a specific god, and like the god didn't involve. It's just the well itself was magical, and then they made a wish, and they are now magical. Now they could in turn have been blessed by a higher power, divinity, whatever, and a god could save them, and that would be different. But like God did not step in. In the case of the well thing, yes, it is technically for free, but like usually it comes with a caveat. It is not like it requires a lot of effort because it's like it's under my living magic thing with enough power, emotion. Like, it requires like in order for the well to be magical, I'm talking about people like for thousands of years saying this well is magical. This well never runs out. This well grants wishes or something like that. And like the strength of the magic that the well. Yeah, I'm using my well as an example. The strength of the well is directly tied to the belief. So people stop believing that the well is magical, it will stop being magical. It's like it's sort of like Tinkerbell, but like it's like actually it's a lot like Tinkerbell. And the and then eventually living magic will transition into marked magic, which is basically like the Grand Canyon wasn't dug in a day. Eventually, it'll no longer it'll take a not life of its own, but like it takes a thousand years worth of people, and like every like you can't wish yourself into godhood, but like You could theoretically wish yourself into sainthood. You could someone else could wish you into sainthood after you've died, and you join a pantheon. Theoretically, I haven't gotten that deep into it. No, Tinkerbell needs more than one, doesn't it? Or because Tinkerbell's a good and bad example. Because Tinkerbell's a minor deity or minor magical phenomenon, and also, I think, wait, but like not Tinkerbell specifically, but the idea of Tinkerbell. Not okay, not Tinkerbell specifically, but the idea of how Peter Pan made Tinkerbell into existence. Where yes, a kid could do it, but like it would require like a lot. Like that kid would have to be like super desperate. I did make that mistake. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. Mm. I can't use the Force. Fuck, I can't say the Force. Ugh. I'll just use Will. I'm so upset that I did that. Yeah, so the vibe, so throw some ideas and I'll tell you what the vibe is. How about that? Unless it's about Will, and then in which case ignore that. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Ugh, fuck. Mm. Actually, you know what I could be? I could be real black for a second. I could be real black for a second. Hold on a second. Cody Chocolate is only self-determination. Okay, let's see. I'm going with it. Wamuzi. Wamuzi. No. What? Like Cody Chocolate is self-determination. What's the actual regular for just determination in Swahili? I gotta have one. Let me have this one. I'll have to double check that is actually the word. But for the time being, yeah, I am a nerd. Thanks. Hi, my parents named me after Kwanzaa. I gotta have something. They didn't name me after, but they kind of did. But like, I gotta have something. I lose my chart. I did lose my chart. I did accidentally lose my folder. Ugh, I'll go grab it back. Okay. Um, an Eldritch? Is that what the last one is? Cosmic living. Cosmic living unifying. Okay, new node. I gotta have something, okay? We're gonna roll with it and we're gonna pretend. I need to make my games blacker. Let's be honest. Also, I put the random British word. Yes, that is true. That is 100% true. But I gotta remind people in case they get confused, in case they read Margaret Catter and get confused. Okay, anyway, let's get back to what I was doing. Oh, it's a yellow. It's an ugly yellow too. Let's see how it looks when I. It's not that bad actually. Actually, let's see what it looks like in light mode. It's not that bad in light mode either. Anyway, you were to give me suggestions. You had some ideas. Oops, I did that wrong. Okay. Let me look at this. Okay, so components of magic. Let's open that back up. Oops, cancel. Don't do that. Why are you being weird? Oh. Bring to front. Okay, there we go. How it was attained. How it is expressed. How it's expressed. And then source of magic. Okay, so I know the answer to all of these. Cosmic. Come on. Cosmic is. No, I can start with living. Gained from the collection of the people. Of people. League of people. Oh, wait, this is the wrong link. Ah, damn it. Edit link. Why are you not opening? Why are you not opening? Okay, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do this. Cosmic. The living. How did I fuck that up? Okay. Let me think. What was I doing? Oh, poop. That I will say that. Okay, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna open this in System Explorer real fast. Everything but the README needs to get moved into here. And then rules. But classes. The lore book. Okay, there we go. I will say that is one of the downsides to doing it like this. Oops, don't do that. Now, when I click on this and click living, Oh, expressions of magic. Delete. I'll leave it up there. Okay. The cosmic is that which binds everything together. Living magic is gained from the collective belief of all the people. Oh, okay, wait, no. All forms of life feed into the collective source. Some of that can spill over into the universe. Things derive from the collective belief of the people. The form. That's gonna change. Is there a footnotes plugin? What's my footnotes plugin do? Right stuff. Wait, what did that just? Oh, what was that? Wait, what was that button? What was that button? Alt 0. Oh, never mind. I think I know what it was. Um, how do I plugin? Control Shift equal. Okay. Actually, wait a second. I'm gonna change that. I'm just gonna put a note. Where's my highlighter? Highlight. There it is. The Okay, unify. Do I have a note for the unifying? No, I don't. But that's okay. Okay. Let me close this. Find text container, stick you up there. Insert link to file. I can stop having to look for that goddamn. Is it aesthetics wiki? Drop a link in Discord for me. Drop me that wiki link. Actually, I just Google it. I don't know why I said that. Is it this? Is this what you're looking at? Or are you looking at my least favorite place, but my favorite place in the whole world, TV tropes? Okay, anyway, let's go back to what I was doing before I got sidetracked by this magic nonsense. Which is back to this. Okay. Okay, so archers are magical or range mundane. They. Oh right, that's what happened. That's how this started. They are. That's how this started. I was like, how did this start? But that actually answers this question. Oh, I can put two documents side by side. I think I knew that. I think I just was doing it wrong. Okay, so I want to do that. Right, let me actually open my chart. In my chart, it'll tell me. Okay, so then actually I forgot to put it. Oops. Because holy is okay. There we go. So holy is a symbiotic relationship between a mundane and a divine being. It has to be symbiotic. Symbiotic is the word. Symbiotic, I think, is the right word. Yes, that's the word. Cause then, favor. They fall out of favor and stop and be mundane beings could stop believing in them. And godhood is. I need. There's this thing about godhood. I'm like. I keep trying. This keeps happening. I keep starting to like do like mechanic things, and then I end up doing lore things. Oh. To find. Okay. Anyway, that really shouldn't be on that page. It really should be. Actually, wait a second. It really shouldn't be on that page. That really should be on the. Divinity and godhood. I have a whole thing about gods. Okay. Anyway, they just can't be holy. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I know how I can fix this. I know how to fix this. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go here. I'm gonna delete this. And you are not. Maybe I do need to leave that there. What is that word? I'll have to come up with a better bio for them. Associate of associate. Okay, you decided that's not a real word, but that's okay. Products are only ever holy. They're only ever holy, and they only ever get their magic from an external source of power. Alchemists can get their magic. The article. They get their power from magical, but non-divine. They get their power from a non-divine. Alchemists get their power from a non-divine magical means, and it is always an external source of power. They get their power from a non-divine but still magical source, and it is always an external, it's still magical external source of power. Non-magical source. They can get their power from the. No, actually, archers cannot. Is there a note for trickster? Where's the book that I I'm not having this. Okay, there it is. Is it under specialized job? No. Is it under professions? Trickster. Is it? Where's that chart at? Job. Class results. No, no, no. Where is it? It's in. I know where it is. I know where it is. It's in here. It's in. Where's it in miscellaneous? No, it should be under jobs. It should be up here. I just can't see the icon. Why can't I see any of my icons? Okay, whatever. Archer who has gotten a divine favor. Put that note there. I might have to go back and change it, but like whatever. Okay, so let's continue down the list. Archers can archers, magical archers in their eye. Magical can be magical due to picking up a magical bow or being DM the playlist. The one I'm currently playing. Okay, so this is a really funny playlist. I'm gonna pull it up so you can see why it's a funny playlist. Once I get Spotify to open. I don't know where it is. Yeah, I know it's not gonna respond. Why? Where are? It is literally, this playlist is literally. I want you to know. See, now you broke it. You broke it. Now it's mad at me. My computer's always mad at me. Let's be very clear on that. It's called 50 Songs That Saved My Life. That is the name of this playlist. I want you to know that. Oh, sorry, 50 Songs That Changed My Life. This literally, this playlist, this entire playlist consists of songs that, like, at some point in my life, I went, yeah. That's what this playlist is. Which is why it's so wild and weird and all over the place. It also contains, like, some of the strangest and oldest songs. But in college, I listened to this song on loop for like 3 or 4 days straight. It was the last string of my sanity. I guess this entire album was the last string of my sanity at one point. Me and a mental break was this album. Or being or by you should listen to our blend. Our blend is all my blends are, every blend that I am on is magic. Okay, so clerics are holy. Oh, but archers are always. Where do I have this? The classes. Position. It needs to go find the note about position. I need to find the damn chart. No. Where is this damn chart at? I don't want to create a new joint. I just want to see all open graph. Maybe it's attached to my change log. Maybe it's in the change log. Weapons and equipment, no. So it's back further than this. The to-do list, Kanban board, nope. 4 weapons list? Nope, it's not the weapons list. It's 3? Nope, I have no idea where this document is. And it's a problem. And it's a problem. I wish there was a way for me to see all the things. Oh. it in the roadmap? No. In the master document? No. In the quick start? No, because I just made the quick start. Nope. I don't know where this is, and I made it. Not the quest thing. Oh, yes, it is. It is, in fact, the quest thing. God, I'm so dumb. Now, why was I looking for this? I can't remember why I was looking for this document. God damn it. Cannot remember why I was looking for this. Okay. Okay, anyway, let me continue what I was doing. Oh, I have it open twice. Oh, it's definitely not. Ah, fudge. I think I freaked it out. Okay. It's the upgrade. I hate when this happens. Like, I know that is not the thing. What I just found, what I just pulled up is not what I'm looking for. It is close to what I'm looking for. Is it this? It's this. Here it is. Okay. Now that I have this open, like I wanted it. Actually, wait a second. Put this up here and then do this. And then do that. And then zoom in. Okay. And anyway, back over here. Remember, I have to like rearrange this in like the dumbest ways. Okay. Okay. And actually, while I'm down here, oh, hello, welcome. There's an app called Obsidian. These are all basically markdown files, except for this one. This one I'm using is a plugin for what is this called? What is this plugin called? What is this plugin called? Excalidraw. Is that what that plugin is? Down, I pointed like you can see where I'm pointing, but it's this plugin down here. Um, just lets you, but actually, realistically, it also is. I could also, if I wanted to, open as Markdown, and I could actually open that entire document as a Markdown document if I wanted to. I just don't. Yeah, it's what I've only ever used a CalDraw in Obsidian. I was like, I didn't know it was a thing outside of Obsidian actually. And I think you can import, I believe, export. Maybe you can only export. You can export it to Excalibur. But I don't know if you can import things from it. It lets me make nice little charts within my markdown documents. Which is convenient. Okay, so knights are highly competent and they are non-magical until they become a paladin. Right? That's what I did. Archers become gunslingers, or they can become. Oh no, trickster is actually skilled and pugilist. I'll have to make a note of that. But where's knight at? Knight is paladin. Yes, if they become magical, they are non-magical. They are. Oh wait, gotta go back up. Range magical. Actually, can I put this over here? That makes this easier. That makes this easier. Can I get my? I keep losing where I am in my document. It's very long, and it accidentally goes up. Okay. You are melee mundane. A cleric is, and you are also country support tank vanguard. Country support tank vanguard. Range magical. You are tank vanguard? Tank vanguard. Guard. Let's see. Can I? Ah, god damn it. Oh, nice. Congrats on categorizing all your aesthetics. Vanguard. It's on your 2021 ones, which is, you know, I can't even talk. I can't even talk. Okay, so you're tank and Vanguard. And your range. Wait, melee magic. Oh, I'm like, why is this so throwing me off? Because that's in the wrong place. Okay, so range. It could be any of them. Lancers use pole arms, which thank you for putting that note. They are melee, mundane, and they are vanguard. They are only ever vanguard, melee, mundane, magical, mundane, melee, mundane. And they can be okay, let me think about this. How do I want to org magical? Oh, this is also in the wrong place. They are range magical, melee magical. Okay, melee mundane, melee magical, and then if you're melee magical, your particular flame of magical is Gainsborough. Oops. Cause that's or I think so. Yeah, that looks right. I think they're, yeah. Because if you're a pugilist, you use your fist, so you can have fist weapons, and fist weapons are an external source of power. I had to like work that out loud as I was sitting here. Oh, I guess I have to put a comma. Do I want to be consistent? Let's use commas. Let's be consistent and use commas. Except for you, you're special. I guess I can't put that you're holy. That's a dumb note to put. Duh, you're a cleric. Of course you're holy. That'd be like a, okay, and then scold is Scald is we singing, and you are melee magical. Scald are melee magicals, and they are actually, did I write that down somewhere? Gainsborough. Oh, genius. Actually, how did I decide on that? That's wrong. That's a weird note that I wrote myself. I mean, I know why I wrote that note the way I wrote it, because Scud is a character in Oh My Goddess. She's an engineer. Oh, wait, that explains how. Actually, that explains how I get to. I'm thinking of Scald, right? Is that what it's called? SKALD Pathfinder. Yeah, it's a band. Oh, I did that wrong. I'm not gonna fix it though. I am not gonna fix it. Singing engineers are a thing. I could just be special like that and not fix that particular fuck up. Hmm. Engineers. I'm gonna put a note because I can stop saying that. And I'm gonna take you off of Bard because you shouldn't be on. Oops. You shouldn't have been on Bard to begin with. I did that backwards. So Bards are currently unaccounted for. That's fine. I'll figure that out. Bards are like down the line in my game. I know I'm making a tabletop game that didn't start with bards. Okay, warlocks made a pact for power. They are ranged magical because they've made a pact for power. Their power source is completely and always external. Witches are ranged magical. They are also okay, let's see. Do I have an equal number of these? That's the question. What is this? No, it's not, which is why I'm doing what I want. That's exactly why I'm doing what I want. Um in fact, there are things that I took from D&D, and actually, let's be honest, I took them from Pathfinder. I didn't take them from D&D. I'm pretty sure the Skald is a character in a playable character in Pathfinder, not D&D. Because I know nothing about D&D, which is really funny. I don't know nothing about D&D. D&D and I just don't talk. I don't look at the rule book for D&D that often. I look at D&D for like random war game mechanic things. But most of my feeling for tabletop games comes from like Pathfinder. Let's be honest. Okay, so that gets me all of them. So let's see. Did I make an even number of them? Is the question, or an equal number? Okay, so actually, we're gonna make this chart. We're gonna pull this up here. We're gonna zoom in. So we're gonna go. This is not an alphabetical list. So let's go night. Is this a Biff Naked song? Second, oh, I wouldn't know. I know nothing about this. It's good to know though. Okay, so night is okay. I'm gonna change the color for night. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do something better than this. Why do I have Hunter 1? Why does this say Hunter 1? Because that note didn't exist. Because that note didn't exist. Okay. That's why I didn't make this a chart. Okay, so let's go back to the top. So you are alchemist. Oops. Whoops, let's go back to the top. Actually, I should make this a chart. That would make this easier to view. Table. Insert table. Okay, so it goes. Scroll down. That's jobs. Starter job. It's gonna be magical expression. Alchemist. Range. Oops. Oops. Nope. Range magical. Range magical. You are a. Oops. Sentry, Vanguard. And then. Yes, this will make it easier. Oops. Archer. Archer, cleric. Just so I can see which jobs I've given things already from previous. And also I like charts sometimes better than lists. Also, thank you for confirming because I wasn't sure. Pugilist. Also, my game doesn't even have rogues, by the way. I went pugilist because sorry, that was a weird sound. Sorry I made that sound. Please. Don't ask. Okay. Started. Ooh, don't want to make a new tab. I scroll that over. Add column to the archer, get you hunter. Cleric. Knight, get you paladin. Oh, wait. Knight, get you paladin. Lancer. Such a weird chart. I wish I could make a drop down. God, that'd be so convenient. I wonder if advanced tables let you make drop downs. I wonder if I can make a drop down. No, no, cardify. No. Nope. Doesn't look like it. Well, that was nice. This is how you even, yeah, this is literally how I decided to make a plugin. Because I want a drop down. Um, I want Google, I want, or actually, yeah, it'd be a plugin because I want, it's like, can I get some, not basic functionality. Lancer. Occultist. Arcanist. Pugilist. Let's use agent. And oh, I guess I did have rogue. I guess I forgot that I added a rogue as a bonus, as an upgrade. Which is funny. Oh, Bard, Warlock is already there. Witch gets you Slayer because I think I'm funny. Okay, anyway, now that I've done all of that, which I'm kind of annoyed that this chart is not alphabetical. There's gotta be a way to do it. I just don't know how to do it. Okay, so Alchemist is articles and Archer is oops. Magical wait, fuck. Alchemist is ranged magical. Archer is ranged magical or ranged mundane. Oh my eye. This is how I end up making plugins for Obsidian. So I'm like, I want to be able to sort this column alphabetically. And I don't think I can. Which is unfortunate. That is wildly unfortunate, and I don't think I like that. There's gotta be a way. Yeah, apparently I can rearrange them because like to be fair, in Markdown you can't sort columns like even though it's giving me like in real life this is um like hold on a second. Can I save this? Close that document. Classes. Oh shoot, I shouldn't have. Okay, so if I go here, close this, classes and jobs. If I open a file system explorer, so here's the thing. So that's what that file looks like. So if I open this, that's what it really looks like. That's why I can't sort it by. That's why I can't like just sort it by name because it's not a. Yeah, I know. Um, which is why I can rearrange them like this because it's just copying the entire column and but like sorting is like actual thought. Like there's probably a math way to do it. Because I definitely could put expressions in it. I just don't feel like doing that right this moment. Okay. Anyway, archers are range magical, range mundane, and they also fuck. Why do they keep doing that? And they are always sentry. And they are sentry. Clerics are... Oops. And also I should get rid of the ore because I'm not using ore. So that's what that is about. That's what that's about. It's why I can like add another column in between a column, but I can't. Oh, actually, I'm lying to you. Actually, I'm lying to you. Ta-da! I was wrong. I'm like, I know there has to be a way to do that. There's no way that you can tell me that there's not a way that I can do that. There's no reason for them to give me this interface. If they weren't gonna let me do that. Haha. I'm just dumb. I underestimated Obsidian. And that's my own fault. Obsidian said, oh, you thought. And you thought. And I went, I doubted you. And I shouldn't have. Oh, that's actually okay. It actually does just default to that being a header column. That's fair. Rank. Level up. What the evolution? Evolution. I'm gonna put evolution. That's how you spell evolution. Type. Position. Magical expression. Okay. Anyway, let's go back to what I was doing. Okay. Alchemist, archer, cleric. Okay. Wait, where was I at? I was at. Oh fuck! I was at. Actually, I don't need to make that a link. Well, I'll make a link because all the rest of them are links. They get the power. Okay, so oh fuck, where was I at? Alchemist, archer, cleric, port vanguard. Stop doing that. I don't know why it keeps trying to like scroll up. Knights are. Why does it keep scrolling up? Knight. Like I know what I see what it's doing. I just don't know why it's doing it. I think Vanguard. Mundane. Vanguard. It's just like going to the thing. Ooh, I didn't mean to copy that. Vigilus. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3 ranged. Let's see. Uh, what are you? Pugilist. Oh, I didn't. You are Vanguard. There should be more Vanguard than anything. Sentry. I need one other kind of sentry. I think I'm gonna make you sentry. Oh, okay, wait. Pugilist. Fuck. Pugilist is Vanguard. You are Vanguard. You know what? I'm gonna make my Pugilist tank. Because everyone loves that. Because I think it's funny, actually. Like, your tiny little fist fighting. I want Tifa to tank. That's what we're doing. Okay, so now we've gone past my playlist. Yeah, we're now into like weird. Okay, so let's switch this up to. Let's go to our mix. Where's our mix at? It's only 3 songs on this playlist. Out of curiosity. I hate that it does that. Don't show again. Dismiss. It annoys me that Spotify is that Tuna's broken right now too. Oh shit! It's been like 3 hours. Holy crap! I didn't realize it was only almost 11 o'clock, and I've got nothing done. It's fine. I'll be back again and do it another day. What day is it? It's Tuesday? I don't know. I don't know what other day. Next Monday. Maybe Thursday. We'll see how I feel. Let's see. Okay, so I didn't figure out. So you are Sentry. There's a lot of Vanguard. Actually, wait a second. Sentry. What do I have as Sentry? Sentry is rear attacker. Actually, that's correct. Okay, let's see. Melee mat. Um, melee. Oh, actually, you know what we're gonna do? Actually, gonna do column. Actually, gonna change this. Fuck. No, I don't need to do that. I can tell if they're magical based on this. Because if it's not magical, it won't have the thing. Ranged, ranged. But I only have one melee magical. Okay, wait. Melee magical, melee. Okay, we're gonna do something. Highlight, pink. Highlight, pink. Like you don't like that. Okay. I want to add an icon. Maybe I can do that. Mm. Why are you freaking out? Why are you not liking this? Okay. Okay, maybe if I do that. Are you just freaking out because... Yeah, okay. So why do that? Okay, so you're just being weird. Melee magical. Melee magical. Okay. Melee mundane. Yeah, okay, cause your chart. Okay, melee oops. Melee mundane. What? Oh, what? Okay, I've done something. I made it very angry with me somehow. Okay, melee mundane. Melee mundane. Range magical is going to be a blue color. Like it's like it's like I know what it's doing. So what it's doing is it's trying to resize the width of. Can I turn off auto resizing? Okay, let's see if that solves this problem. I made a change earlier to my Obsidian, and I don't know if it liked what I did. I can't tell. Okay, so ranged magical. Nope, but I don't know if it's a bug or if it's a. Like it's freaking out because I color because ranged magical. Okay, ranged mundane. Melee magical, melee magical, melee magical, range magical, range mundane. Okay, fine, fine, fine. There we go. Okay, so now that that's back to being like a regular cell. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. I think that's a good enough mix. It's not my best mix. And also I should consistently make these all commas. Okay. Because there's one. Can I highlight? No, it doesn't like that. It doesn't like that at all. That's fine. Because it doesn't like that because it's in a form. It's in a. Delete, 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 rename, rename. Actually, wait a second. Starter. Job skills. Job classes. Job traits. Job chart. New note. Job. I'm not updating my fucking. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. That was meant to be a folder. Job chart. Okay, there we go. I wish I could link to a folder, but I can't. Um. Okay, let's go back to the quick start guide. Okay, continue. Oh, I guess I could. Oh, I know how I can figure this out. If I go here, actually, if I go here, go here, go look at my recycling bin. It'll be in my recycling. We're Later. Good night. I'm about to call it because it's almost 11 o'clock my time. It's almost been 3 hours, apparently. I didn't even realize I had not realized how long I had been streaming. There, deleted the following empty. And that's why I'm updating my trains log as we speak. I'm about to call it a night. Deleted the following empty notes. They were superfluous. That's not how you're supposed to superfluous. But it got me close enough. Advanced classes, jobs. 04, 05, 06, 07. The creation and update of the Okay. Good night, though. I'll talk to you later. Yeah, no, I'm gonna update my change log about what I did. Modify time. Where's the flat view? Why is this in here? Okay. Let me go back to the quick start guide real fast. Hexagonal. Okay, you know what I should do? This thing I need to do. Hexagonal board. The system is all hex-based grid, all broken up into phases. So they can not like they can be concurrent. Social investigate, socialize, investigate, something fight, something. Something combat, crafting, management. I can't spell management for some reason. It's like the weirdest word that I can't spell. Maintain. Management and maintenance. Social. Moves the story forward. Takes information gathered. No, it's not combat. It's what's the word? I can't think of it. Gain from social investigation. Applies information gained from investigation phase to solve the problem presented during the socialization phase. Moves the story forward, introduces, interact with or introduces an interaction with various NPCs in the world. Investigate or exploration. Oh god, my brain is just flaking. I had a thought that was really, really good for how, but a mechanical thing that I need to do in this game. Okay, so in the mechanics of this game, Okay, so there's a hex-based map. There is a hex-based hex grid map. Well, actually, the player is in. There is a time of day, a date counter. Day. I'm gonna go on a 16-hour days, 30 days, 369. 180 days. Yeah. No, 25, 10, 15, 20. Actually, 5 times 4. I don't know why I did it like that, times 6. And 20. Day counter. Wait, fuck, my brain just. 5 days. 5-day weeks. 4-week month. 3 months per quarter or season. Okay, wait, I did that. I just did this. 4 seasons. Or 4. No, we'll go with 3 seasons. We're gonna go with 3 seasons because I don't care for the winter. That's why we're going 3 seasons. Because I don't care for winter, and it's my game, and I can get rid of the winter if I want to. Um. Okay. Anyway, so there are 5 days. Give me a chart. Design a chart. Um. Can I turn dark mode on? I make a grid? No. Okay, so I don't want that. Actually, maybe I do actually want to do it like that. Actually, I do think I want it like this. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. 1, 2, 3. Three, 4, 5, oops, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20. Okay. 5 weeks. Twenty-three, 24, 25. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, let me think about this. Don't need that open. 5 days a week, 5 weeks, and 3 months per season. Um. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. There we go. I did it. That's it. Can I? Can I? Within Ascent of Crystal Towers. Okay, no, I can't. Okay, anyway. $50, $100, $50, $100, $200. Yes, that's correct. Oh my god, why are you trying to close tag? Look, look what I made a calendar. I made an in-game calendar because you left me alone by myself. That's what happened. Like that's what you left me alone, and I made an in-game calendar. Uh, because that's what happens when I'm left by myself. Is I make calendars. Depending on the previous, on the date and time of day and time of, and depending on the date, time of day and date depend on which NPCs are around and where they are. It could be a bunch of if statements, if this then that. No, actually, let's not do that. That's a stupid way to do that. No, I guess I should make a caveat for that. Normally. Each each day has a set day and set date and time. Okay, so it's set date. Restart. Day, time, and time frame. daytime and time. And, like, I'm thinking about how I'm gonna write this, and when I write this, it goes, um, how do I have this? Um, can I borrow this? Um, 'Cause that's what I think about. Format, make it bold. Highlight, make it blue. Make it cyan. Oh, okay, won't let me. Okay, that's fair. This information is in these boxes. This information in these boxes is background information. Information for the player. Is but information in this box is background information. In this box is background information. In this box. In these boxes. In these boxes is background information for the player. Give this information. As the day and time. This is the day and the time. But MP could be in the appendix. Could be found in an appendix. Information about them. The appendix is not information the player would be able to gather that by conversing with that's just I'm doing a thing where I assume budget. Okay, so there's a hex grid. Map it on the hex grid display layers on. Where did I put that thing about about phases? Where did I put that thing about phases? What's another word for combat? Like it's not a combat phase. It's a phase in which it's not the investigation phase. It's where it's like problem solving. I need one word for problem solving. Like a one word. One word synonym for problem solving. No, but I need a single word. I need one word. Diagnostic? No, because it's like so investigation. So it goes. You socialize, you investigate, you do something to solve that problem. Disentanglement? No. Um, that's close. Circumset? No, because that's no. No, not problem solving. It's not circumset. I just want to call it the action phase. Synonym for action. Exploit. This is this a word? Exploit. No, that's not it. It's a good word though. Um. So I'm like looking at I'm looking at thesaurus.com. Disseminate? D disseminate? No, it's spread rot. No, close to. It's a close to the inertia phrase. It's like actually, I know how to figure this out. I know how to figure this out. I have a chart. I have a chart. Oops, I can delete that. Where is it? Oh, I don't have a chart. Okay, wait, let me look at my chart. Haha, I have an arch plot chart. Okay, so it's this. Okay, so here it is. It's this phase. Oops, don't draw on my. Nope, don't do that. It's like this phase of the game. I just can't figure out what this phase. It's not like I don't want to use climax. Epiphany? Okay, wait a second. I have to think about this. I need to think about this. So socialization is when they socialize. Obviously, investigate. Culmination sounds so final. It's not a good word. It's still not a good enough word for what I want. Maybe I need a fifth phase. Maybe I need to make this 5 phases, and then that'll solve my problem. Because then I feel like disseminate. No, not disseminate. I keep saying disseminate, but that's not the word. Diagnostic? Maybe diagnostic? Maybe diagnostic? Maybe diagnostic. We're gonna put diagnostic there in yellow. Because I don't think it's the word that I want. But it's the best word that I have so far. Mm. Actually, wait a second. Culmination. Emblemat. No. Similar or opposite words. Diagnostic. A typical no. No. Culmination synonym. Zenith? I can't think of it. I give up for right now. Not forever, just for right now. I just need to move past. Um. Okay, so game mechanics, it has a hex-based grid. It's broken up into phases. What else do I need to know in this game? Um, okay. Each of those phases is gonna be like how information is displayed to the players. Player moves on the hex-based grid. Okay. Moves are things players can use. Not against. I need another. I need synonyms. Synonyms are. Used towards NPCs, both friendly and antagonistic. Problems are specifically moves that are explicitly from a player's chosen job. Explicitly from the player's chosen job. Player actions. Investigation. diagnostic denounce denounce and management and maintenance. Let's grab that. Okay. Oops, I spelled that wrong. Yeah, those are the order in which things basically occur. Okay, and then game mechanics can NPC AI. Cause I should have put that together. Actually, let me go. Oh God, you've. I'm sorry. How did you end up in Cultland? How did you end up in Cultland? I don't even understand how we got here. I don't understand how I'm still working on this. Like I said, I was going to bed like an hour ago. Like in 30 minutes. I'm definitely quitting by midnight. Okay, I don't care about moves. Oh, okay. That's literally just a document called. Judgment system, adversaries. Allies and goes under socialization. Oh, video production. Oh God. Okay, that's fine. I believe it's fine. Okay. Um. Oh, actually, I didn't mean to put that there. That's not even what goes there. You sent me DM. Oh, right, because I'm streaming, so it doesn't give me. It doesn't ping this. It doesn't give me the ping noise. I was like, why am I? You sent me pings. I haven't heard a single one of them. Okay, so I think I need to think about the most traditional game that I'm building with this system. That's the funny thing. So the funny thing about this game is, the funny part about this game is I'm like scrolling. Where is it? Okay. Santa Crystal Towers is a solo game, so it doesn't count. Those Broken and Beloved Things is the most traditional game that I'm building. So probably should look at that when I'm building this. Um, Part of me wants to like print this entire document. I wonder, can I, can I do that? Export to PDF. Include file name as title, page size letter, landscape, no, margins, minimal. Export to PDF out of curiosity. I'm just curious real fast. Desktop. Okay, does print. How many pages is this? How many pages is this? It's not that many pages. I could probably print this out and make some like physical notes on it. I thought it was a lot longer than it actually turns out to be. How many pages is this? I might call it a night. Print this out. Make some like notes because I need to like doodle some things that I can't. My brain just literally can't type because I'm like staring at too many. Um, I do have a tablet, but like I need a pen and piece of paper because tablets are even a tablet sometimes is distracting for me. But my tablet's literally sitting next to me. Um, like sometimes I need to like physically write stuff down. Oh my god, see this is why I hate. Oh my god, Adobe hates me. This is why I just want you to print something, even though my printer's not on. I wanted you to tell me how many pages it was before you freak the fuck out. I do. I do. I could open. If this happens, I might end up having to do that. Also, my tablet right now happens to be dead. Um, like my tablet happens to be sitting next to me on the floor, dead. My printer's not evil. My printer wasn't the problem just now. It was actually Acrobat hates me. Okay, anyway, so what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna call it a night. I'm going to print this out, and then whenever I have a moment, probably tomorrow, probably actually tonight, I probably will sit in my bed. um, let's be honest, I will probably sit in my bed. Also, my handwriting is also somehow wildly worse on a tablet than it is in real life. Which is kind of funny because my handwriting is pretty god awful terrible as it is. But I'm probably gonna print this out, make some like physical notes, um, highlight some things, and be back. Probably Thursday, maybe not next Thursday, maybe Thursday, probably next week Monday. Thank you everyone who stopped by. Thank you for everyone who's talked to me tonight. I did get stuff done. I do feel like I did get things done. I definitely feel like this document was a lot less pages before I started doing this. I just feel like I got the stuff that I got done was not the stuff I meant to get done. But you know what? I'll take the win that the win is. And even though I didn't up the change log as I was doing this, which is like so bad, because like I definitely did a lot more things than this. Massive update to the reordered things, added new headers for sections. I definitely was not paying attention to like the things that I did. Put added in changes to starter job within the document in the note. See, this looks like I need to import from other things. Like, you know, let's do this right now. Let's do before I go to bed. Let's do this before I go to bed. Oops, nope, that's not what I want. That's not what I want. Actually, wait a second. Do I have? Yes. Okay. Oh, I'm in the wrong. I was like, why can't I edit this doc? But I was just. Imports for like 45 minutes. No, 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 no. It's not. It's not even that long of a document. Why are you yelling? Why are you? Oh, because I'm clicking. Fuck, I'm so dumb. Because some of this might actually already be in here. Good night. Good night. Okay, so there goes that. System guide. Shut up! I didn't mean to say it like that. Oh, fine, I'm going to bed. Okay, I don't have a system guide document, so that one's not coming in. You're right, you're right. Okay, I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed. Dan is correct. It's been almost 4 hours. I need to go to bed. This is like 2 hours longer than I intended on streaming. Thank you. I got stuff done, but like not the stuff I thought I was gonna get done. But like anything getting done is better than nothing getting done. I'll go fight on my printer tomorrow. I can't believe it's midnight. Jesus Christ.